The Gemara wants to explain about the splendor of Rome, of Italy, in Yavan, to explain that if Hashem does such great things for Rishayim, how much more is He going to do for Tzaddikim? Rashi explains as an introduction that Italia Shel Yavan, Italy of Yavan, was a great city that came about because of the Aveira of Menashe. King Menashe was a terrible Rasha that he brought in an Avodah Zarah, Tselem, into the Heichal of the Beis HaMikdash. And when he did, Gabriel came and he was Noatz a Kana Bayam. He pegged in, he put in a kana, a peg into the yam, and different like sediments grew around it, and that's where Italia Shel Yavan came. So it's a place that was originally established through bad, and even good thing and great things happened to them. All the more so, what's awaiting us? What's awaiting us? If not in this world, then for sure in the next. Amarula. Italia Shel Yavan Zekra Gadol Shel Romi. This is the great city of Rome. Its distance is 300 parsa by 300 parsa. It has 365 shvakin. It has like marketplaces. Like the days of the solar calendar. The cotton shibakulam, and it's so great to play Rome, Italia. The cotton shibakulam, even the smallest one, shomochri ofos. The smallest one is they sell ophos like fowl, like oaf bird. Va'av yeshisha asamil al shisha asamil. It's 16 mil on 16 mil. Umelech, and the melech of Italia, soed b'chol yom be'echad mehem. He eats, he fills himself every day by coming to one of them. And someone who lives there in Italia, even though he wasn't born there, he's a guy that moved in. They're so rich that he's able to take a meal from the king, and people that were born there, even if they moved out and they don't live there anymore, still they're noto prasim beisamel. So this is a very wealthy place. Ushloshes alafim beibani. There were 3,000 bathhouses there. Yeshbo, there is there. Chamesh meos cholons. The walls of the city are so fancy that they have chamesh meos chalonos, 500 windows on the walls. Malin ashan chutz l'choma, that allow the smoke to go out of the walls so that it shouldn't darken the walls and it should still look beautiful. Sadu echad, sido echad yam. On one side is the water. Sido echad harim. On another side are mountains, ugvos and hills. Sido echad mechitza shabarzel. On the third side there's a mechitza, there's a wall shabarzel of iron. Sido echad, and on the fourth wall chulsis umitzula. Rashi says chulsis is pebbles. Makom avanim dakos, umitzula is more of like a swampy area. If we're trying to say the greatness of the place, it's hard to know. You know, the Aruch says whatever mitzula is, that it's places where you find zav chesef, gold and silver. So and he says that chulsis is a place where you find glass, fancy glass. But mitzula, they have certain lands that you're able to find zav va chesef. Says the Mishnah. Karu es Megillah. Back to Megillah. After all this agarita. Karu es Megillah b'adar Rishon. If let's say we already read the Megillah on the first Adar, right? We read it, let's say, on the 14th, and then after we read the Megillah, the Chachamim were Nis'ar Shana. They made a leap year after that. So now we're going to have a second Adar. So what do? Do you read the Megillah on the second Adar? Says the Mishnah, Korin osa ba'adar sheni. You read the Megillah on Adar sheni, and then the Mishnah makes a general statement. Ein bein Adar rishon la'adar sheni el kriyas Megillah matanos of Yonah. The only difference between Adar rishon la'adar sheni, you could do everything on Adar rishon. We know that we also read 4 parshios at the one before. Right before Adar, but it starts with Shkolim and Zachar, and Para, and Achodesh Azelachem. So those 4 parshios, then the Mishnah says you could do on either one. You could even do on the first Adar. But Kriyas Megillah, Matanos Avyonim, it has to be when? At the second. Ein bein Adar Rishon al Sheni, El Kriyas Megillah, Matanos Avyonim, Matanos Avyonim, and Kriyas Megillah has to be by the second one. Tosus is going to be Medayik. He's going to deduce from the Gemara later that includes the Purim Suda as well with Kriyas Megillah, Matanos Avyonim. We'll get to that. Says the Gemara, ask the Gemara as follows. Holinian say to our parshios, from the fact that the Tana of our Mishnah says that the only thing you must do in the second Adar is Kriyas Megillah Matanos Avyonim, so we see that for Seder our parshios, for the 4 parshios that we lane, those 4 parshios again of Shkolim, of Zachar, of Para, and Chodesh, Zev is Hashav, and it seems that you could do it even by the first Adar. Says the Gemara. So Mani Masnisin, who is the Tana of our Mishnah? Lo Ketana Kama, it's not going to be the Tana Kama of the brides we're about to bring. Below Rebbe Eliezer, it's not Rebbe Eliezer, but Rabbi Yossi. Below Reb Shimon Gamliel. We're going to bring down a brisa where we're going to bring down 3 shitos of what the difference is between Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni, and none of those shitos are going to seem to fit in to our Mishnah. So let's learn it together. The Tanya, we learned in the Mishnah 4 lines down from the very wide lines, from the one line down after the Gemara. The Tanya, we learned in a brisa. Kara sa Megillah b'Adar Rishon. If let's say you read the Megillah and Adar Rishon, same as our Mishnah, same case. V'nisabra Shana, and then they made it a leap year and they made a second Adar. Korin osaba Adar Sheni, you have to repeat it. In Adar Sheni, the Megillah, Shekol mitzvah shanagas b'Sheni nagas b'Rishon. Other mitzvos that aren't Sheni, like the Seder Parshios nagas b'Rishon, you could do in the first Adar. Chutz mi Mikra Megillah, except for Mikra Megillah. Now, does it say anything about Matanos Levyonim? It doesn't. So our Mishnah says Mikra Megillah and what? Matanos Levyonim. This Tanakama says Mikra Megillah has to be by the second one, but he doesn't say anything about Matanos Avim, so you see he's not going like our Mishnah. So far our Mishnah is not going to be who? The Tanakam. Let's see the second Mandamar. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi, Omer Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi says the opposite. Not the opposite. Ain't korno so b'Adar Hasheni. You don't have to repeat it on Adar Hasheni. Mikra Megillah. Shekol mitzvah shanagas b'Sheni nagas b'Rishon. Whatever you could do in the second one, you could do in the first. So you could do everything in the first month. That's for sure not like our Tana, because our Tana says in the second month you have to do what? Mikra Megillah and Matanos Avyonim. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi, the second Mandamar, is saying everything can be done in the first. The Gemara is going to speak this out. I'm just trying to make it easy for when we read it. Rab Shimon Gamliel says, Mishum Rabbi Yossi, in the name of Rabbi Yossi. They both said in the name of Rabbi Yossi. The second Mandamar is Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi. The third Mandamar is Rab Shimon Gamliel, Mishum Rabbi Yossi. Af korno soba Adar Sheni. You have to repeat the Megillah and Adar Sheni. Shekol mitzvah shenoagos b'Sheni. Anything in the second that's noig in the second month. Eino agus b'Rishon. You don't do in the first month. So he holds the last Mandamar Shimon Gamliel holds the opposite of the middle Mandamar. He holds nothing gets done in the first month. So that's not like the Tana of our Mishnah. Also, why is that not like the Tana of our Mishnah? Because the Tana of our Mishnah says that the 4 parshios could get read in the first month, and it seems here, according to Rav Shimon Gamliel, that the 4 parshios are not read clearly are not read in the first month. Vishavin, but they all agree. Behesperu b'tainis, that about eulogies. Are you allowed to make a eulogy on what? On Adar Rishon, Adar Sheni, b'tainis, and fasting. Shasurim b'zeh b'zeh. That on both Adar Rishon and Adar Sheni, you should not make a what? A eulogy. You can't do that. B'zeh b'zeh. So the Gemara says like this. So before the Gemara wants to show how our Mishnah is not like any of these Manda Amrim, it just asks one question that if you're learning the Gemara, you're not going to understand so well, but it just takes a little detour, and it asks like this, a side question. Rab Shimon ben Gamliel, Hainu Tanakama. Just one small question. When we read the Brisa, it looks like Rab Shimon ben Gamliel is the same as the Tanakama. Why? Now, that's a very hard to understand, because if you read the Brisa, Shimon ben Gamliel clearly does not hold like the Tanakama. The Tanakama says, and I'll read it again, the Tanakama, if you go back to one line under the Gemara, the Tanya, and you read the Tanakama, Karu es ha-Megillah b'Adar Rishon, v'nis Abra Shana, you read the Megillah again on Adar Sheni, but everything else you could do in Adar Rishon. And Reb Shimon Gamliel says and that's down here, Shimon Gamliel Omer, Mishum Rabbi Yossi, that everything gets done in the second one. Nothing gets done in the first one. So they only agree about Mikra Megillah. So what does the Gemara mean? So the Mefarshim explain, it doesn't really help so much for the answer of the Gemara. So I don't have exactly a pshat. If anyone does, please, if you could tell me, I would really appreciate it. But they learn that it means Rav Shimon Hainu Tanakama in regard to Mikra Megillah. But then what's the Gemara's teretz? Amar Papa, Seder Parshiyos Ukivana. You're right. They argue about Seder Parshiyos. Okay, but that's a side point that the Gemara does. Now the Gemara is going to figure out exactly what we just did. How each Tana is not like the Tana of our Mishnah. The Tanakama Savar L'chatchila B'Sheni. The Tanakama holds not like our Mishnah because he holds L'chatchila. You do it. The other mitzvahs you could do it in the second month. But V'yavid Barishon. But if you do it, the 4 parashas in the first month of it, it's good. Bar mi Mikra Megillah, except for Mikra Megillah. That's not like our Tana, because our Tana says that the Mikra Megillah and Matanos Avyonim, Bar mi Mikra Megillah. The Afagav the Kari Barishon, even though you read it on the first, Kari B'Sheni, you have to read it on the second. Our Tana holds Mikra Megillah and Matanos Avyonim, so he's out. The Tanakam is out. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi for sure is out. Savar after the middle mandamar. Savar he holds Afil Mikra Megillah Lechatchila Barishon. Even Mikra Megillah you could do on the first. That's totally the opposite of us, because we say Mikra Megillah and Matanos Avyonim is on the second. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Savar, the third mandamar holds Afilu Seder Parshios. Even the Seder Parshios, even those 4 Parshios, Ikar Barishon Kar B'Sheni. You have to repeat it again. And our Tana says you don't have to repeat it again. So Mani. The Gemara says, Tanakama, if it's a Tanakama, Kasha Matanos, then Matanos Levionim doesn't fit in, like we said before. Rabbi Yossi, if it's the middle Tana, Kasha Nami Mikra Megillah. He says Mikra Megillah could be on the first month. We say in our mission it has to be in the second. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, and if it's the third month, Kasha Seder Parshios, then he'll say that Parshios, the 4 Parshios have to be in the last month. We say it could be in the first month. Answers the Gemara, 2 answers. La'olam Tanakama. Really, our Mishnah could be like the Tanakama. Our Mishnah says that what? That Mikra Megillah and Matanos Avyonim are in the second month. And the Tanakama says only Mikra Megillah. The Tana Mikra Megillah v'adin Matanos Avyonim. When the Tanakama says that Mikra Megillah is in the second month, he doesn't mean not Matanos Avyonim. He says, and Matanos Avyonim, the Haba Hatalia, because they're joined together. Because as we said earlier, from Rabbi Yosef, that the Aniyim look forward to the Mikra Megillah so they can get their money. The Iba is saying, and if you say that he doesn't go like Rabbi Yosef and he goes like Rabbah, maybe you could say it's the last mandam. And the Mishnah is missing something. And you know what? I don't think we have time for that. So we will, Mitzvah Hashem, continue tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.